everyone, welcome to one more lecture of 9th standard English. Today we are going to do 2.1 and it is a poem Invictus. Now Invictus means unconquerable, undefeatable, जिसको कोई हरा नहीं सकता, जिससे कोई जीत नहीं सकता, उसको बोलते हैं Invictus. Okay, so before coming to the poem, let's have a short info about the poet. The poet is William Ernest Henley. Now this poem is talking about the courage he has faced during difficulties. Now why? Because when he was 15 years of age, he was having tuberculosis, TB हो गया था in the leg, bone of the leg. Okay. Then what happened? The infection, it become worse by time to time. Then what happened at the age of 17? The doctor said that he has to amputate his leg. उसका जो पैर है थोड़ा नी तक उसको काटना पड़ेगा because the infection was worse. So at the age of 17 उनका जो पैर है वो एक पैर उनका जो काट दिया गया because of the TB infection. So at that time, during that time when he was at the age of 15 to 17 in the hospital, he wrote this poem describing his courage. Even though he lost his one leg in this disease, he did not lose hope. He was very courageous to face the life forward. He was just a young boy of 17 years of age and then he got amputated with his leg. उनका एक पैर काटना पड़ा, उसके बाद भी उन्होंने अपनी लाइफ को हार नहीं माना. आजकल इतने छोटे बच्चे रहते हैं, उनके साथ कुछ भी हो जाता है तो उन लोग हार जाते हैं, ऐसा बोलते हैं कि जीना नहीं है, मरना है, अब हम आगे क्या करेंगे पूरी ज़िंदगी पर. So this poet is giving the motivation that whatever is happening in your life at whatever age, you have to live with the courage. Okay, so this poem is all about courage, showing courage in the face or in the face of difficulties. So let's start the poem. First I'll read the poem, then we'll do the meaning verse by verse. Out of the night that covers me, black as pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell of clutch of circumstances, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the burgeoning of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate and the captain of my soul. So this is the poem written by William Ernest Henley in the hospital when he was undergoing the amputation of his leg. Now what he is saying that though he was having those bad days during that young age, he did not lose hope, he did not give up on his life, he survived till the age of 53. Okay, so here is the poem which is giving the motivation. Now first verse, which is out of the night that covers me. Now I have written over here the meaning which is related to the poem. Okay, meaning which is related to the textual part is given in your textbook, but the meaning which is related to the poem I have written over here. Out of the night that covers me. Now night is obviously dark, so here the night is compared with the poet's suffering, what bad suffering he has suffered during that age. So out of that bad suffering which has covered him, black as pit from pole to pole, it was that suffering which he was facing during that time. It was very bad, it was very थोड़ा सा बहुत डरावना था उसके लिए वो फेस. ओके, एंड pit means, pit in the poem means depth of poet's suffering. Now pit, common meaning is a large deep hole in the ground. Now large deep hole in the ground is obviously it's very black because we don't have any light in the ground. So here the pit in the poem referring to this poet's suffering is that his suffering, his situation was so bad, so dark, so black. Okay, from pole to pole. Pole to pole means, now we have earth pole, south pole, north pole. Okay, so here pole to pole means long life. From the age of 15 to 17 till he died till age of 53, he was having that long black, dark, bad phase of life. Okay, I thank God, whatever gods may be, for my unconquerable soul. Now he's saying that whatever God has chosen me for this suffering, I am very grateful to the God. Okay, so here Henley compares the night of hardship to his bad situation, what all he has faced during that time throughout his life. But whatever the terrible situations faced by him, he thanks the Almighty for his undefeatable soul. Though he was in the pain, but his soul, उसकी जो आत्मा थी वो अभी भी हारी नहीं थी. वो एकदम करेजियस में थी कि उसको आगे कुछ ना कुछ करना है. वो हार नहीं माना. उसका पैर कट गया फिर भी वो हार नहीं माना. He is saying that I am thankful to God that my soul is still undefeatable. मेरा बॉडी ऑर्गन जो है वो कट गया, उस तो क्या हुआ, मेरा जो सोल है still undefeatable. Okay. So this is what about the first paragraph. In the second paragraph, in the fell of clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried. Now here what he is saying, in the fell of clutch means bad situation which is holding you throughout the phase. Okay, जो hold करते हैं उसको बोलते हैं bad clutch or bad situation. Okay. So in the fell of clutch of circumstances, whatever that bad situation, circumstances मतलब situation, whatever the situation was holding him, bad situation, whatever it was holding him, he did not cry. Winced means written, yeah, crying in pain. Whatever the situation he was facing during that time, he did not cry. Okay. Under the burgeoning of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Now burgeoning in the poem referring is to beating with club, continuously beating. उसकी जो body थी, it was under the pain, but his soul was so courageous. His head was, my head is bloody. मतलब Henley glorifies the courageous soul that does not complain but remain fearless. His body isn't under pain, but his soul is fearless, undefeatable, even in the suffering and difficulties he was facing during that situation. He suffers so many terrible hardships, but his head will not bowed. Unbowed means झुक नहीं सकता उसका सर. Okay, he was straight मतलब he was courageous to defeat all the bad situations. The third paragraph. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade. Now beyond this place of wrath and tears, here W is silent. Okay, wrath means anger and W is silent, so you will not pronounce W. So wrath means anger. So he is saying that in the world which we are living, it is very cruel, it is very anger type. Okay, so he is saying that looms but the horror of the shade. Now shade here means shadow. First of all, shade we all know, जो ऐसा shelter होता है जिसमें shadow मिलती है उसको shade बोलते हैं. But referring to the poem, the shade here means darkness. Okay, whatever darkness जो उसका dark face था in this world, in the cruel world, he says that beyond this world of anger and tears, ये जो दुनिया है ये पूरे गुस्से वाली है, थोड़ी दर्द वाली है. So what he is saying that may lie a peace that is worse. अभी ये जो दुनिया है इतनी गुस्से वाली है, इतनी डार्क है, इतनी रोने वाली, इसके बाद वाली दुनिया जो होगी, जो मरने के बाद वाली दुनिया रहेगी, वो शायद इससे भी बुरी हो. तो ही इज़ इवन रेडी टू फेस दैट आफ्टर लाइफ. जो मरने के बाद वाली जो दुनिया होगी, हेल या हेवन की, वो उसको भी फेस करने के लिए वो इतना करेजियस है. ओके, द नेक्स्ट, एंड येट द menace of years find and shall find me afraid. And here menace means threat or danger. So whatever danger will be there in the hell after life, he is ready to face that danger also, and he is not afraid with that hell life, whatever it will be. Okay, so Henry says that beyond this world of anger and tears may lie a place which is after the life. Okay, जो मरने के बाद जो दुनिया होगी, जो मरने के बाद जो जगह होगी hell या heaven की, even he is ready to face that world also. But the terrible suffering of this world have made him so courageous, so strong that he is prepared to face the life of that hell or heaven, whatever it will be in his fate. Okay, so he is unafraid, he is fearless to face that life after death also. Okay, now last paragraph, it's it matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. Now here स्ट्रेट मीन्स नैरो पैसेज. जोग्राफी में स्ट्रेट सुना होगा, सर कुछ वैलीज के बीच में जो नैरो रास्ता होता है उसको स्ट्रेट बोलते हैं. सो ही सेइंग दैट कि हेल या हेवन का रास्ता जितना भी नैरो होगा ही इज़ रेडी टू पास आउट थ्रू दैट. और वहाँ पे जो स्क्रोल लेके जो खड़ा होगा, इफ़ यू हैव रेड बाइबल, गीता वगैरह कुछ पढ़ा रहेगा तो वहाँ पे ऐसा रहता है कि हमारे जो ये रहते हैं डीड्स रहते हैं, गुड डीड्स एंड बैड डीड्स, दिस ऑल डीड्स आर रिटन इन अ स्क्रोल. स्क्रोल मीन्स एक पेपर जैसा कुछ रहता है, ऐसा कुछ पेपर रहता है, इसमें हमारे डीड्स लिखे जाते हैं. सो ही इज सेइंग दैट हूएवर विल बी होल्डिंग, सेंट पीटर्स जो है वो हेवन और हेल के गेट के इधर खड़े रहते हैं हमारा स्क्रोल लेके गुड डीड्स और बैड डीड्स का. तो उसी पे डिपेंड रहता है कि हम कहाँ जाएंगे, हेल में जाएंगे या हेवन में जाएंगे. So he is saying that whatever the narrow passage will be there to pass out through go to into heaven or hell, and the Saint Peters will be holding the scroll of his deeds, whether it is a bad deeds or good deeds. After that it will be decided if he will be going into the heaven or hell. So he is saying that whatever the punishment will be, if he is going in hell, he is even ready to face that punishment also, because he is saying that the last two was very much important, because he is saying that I am the master of my fate and the captain of my soul. He is saying that he is master of his fate. वो उसकी डेस्टिनी का खुद मास्टर है, क्योंकि वो अपनी डेस्टिनी खुद लिख रहा है. उसको पता है क्या बुरा है क्या अच्छा है, तो वो वही कर रहा है जो उसको पता है कि उसको क्या करना चाहिए. सो ही इज मास्टर ऑफ हिज फेट एंड आई एम द कैप्टन ऑफ माई सोल. ही इज सेइंग दैट मैं अपनी आत्मा का कैप्टन हूँ, मुझे पता है मुझे अपनी आत्मा को कहाँ लेके जाना है, क्या डेट्स करना है क्या नहीं करना है, which good deeds he has to do, which good deeds he has not to do. Okay, so he is saying like this कि अगर जो भी स्क्रोल रहेगा मरने के बाद, जो भी इसके डीड्स लिखे जाएंगे स्क्रोल पे, so he is prepared to face that punishment also, because he has suffered so much in the world. उसको ऐसा लगता है कि मरने के बाद जो भी रहेगा वो उसको easily face कर सकता है, क्योंकि उसने दुनिया में इतना सारा बैड सिचुएशन, बैड सफरिंग उसने सफ़र कर लिया. तो उसको ऐसा लगता है कि मरने के बाद भी जो भी पनिशमेंट मिलेगा उसको उसके डेट्स का वो भी फेस कर लेगा. ओके, सो ही इज सेइंग दैट it does not matter how narrow the path to the hell or heaven will be, how many punishment he will go through if he wants to go in hell or heaven. जितने भी punishment उसको face करना होगा मरने के बाद भी, he is firm to know that he is in charge of his life. उसकी लाइफ का इंचार्ज वो खुद है, and he is the controlling master of his life. उसकी लाइफ जो है उसके कंट्रोल में है. So he knows what to do with his life or not. Okay, so this is the poem. I hope you understood that he was facing the terrible life in the young age. So he was not losing hope. He was so courageous to face the life even after the death also. So here the poem ends. Now we'll do the poetic device, that is your figure of speech. Okay, now here first second line, black as the pit from pole to pole. Now here as is given, so obviously it is a simile, and it is because darkness of night is compared with the life of poet. Okay, जो darkness है, night का जो darkness है, डार्क फेस है, वो पोएट की लाइफ के साथ कंपेयर किया गया. सो इट इज अ सिमिली. नाउ इन द फेल क्लच ऑफ सर्कमस्टांसेस, नाउ हियर इट इज पर्सोनिफिकेशन, बिकॉज सर्कमस्टांसेस मीन्स सिचुएशन जो है, इट इज़ अ ह्यूमन क्वालिटी ऑफ होल्डिंग. ओके, सो सर्कमस्टांसेस इज गिवन द ह्यूमन क्वालिटी ऑफ क्लचिंग, होल्डिंग. ओके, आई एम द मास्टर ऑफ माई फेट, आई एम द कैप्टन ऑफ माई soul. So here it is repetition. So here I am is repeated for the poetic effect. Then out of the night that covers me, here it is metaphor, because night stands for the hardship and suffering of the poet. Then my head is bloody. So here it is imagery, creates a visual vivid picture. ओके, अभी माई हेड इज़ ब्लडी, तो उसको देख के, ये लाइन देख के ऐसा कुछ इमेजरी आती है कि उसका जो हेड है वो खून से भरा है, जबकि ऐसा नहीं है. इट इज़ लाइक दैट कि उसका जो है खून, उसका जो ब्लड, उसका जो पैर है वो कट गया है, बट स्टिल ही इज़ अनबोर्ड, ओके। फिर भी वो झुका नहीं, ही इज़ स्ट्रेट टू फेस ऑल दी प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ लाइफ। सो आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड हियर। सो next we'll come to appreciation. Now what you have to do first for appreciation, you have to write the title of the poem, then you have to write poet, then you have to give or say something, one line in about this poet. So you have to write that at the age of 15 the poet was suffering from tuberculosis infection, but the infection grew worse, so at the age of 17 he has to amputate his leg, okay. So the poem is written because of this ambulation of his leg. He wrote the poem of this courage, okay. Then figure of speech we have done, that you have to write the figure of speech mentioned in the poem is simile, metaphor, then repetition, okay. Then theme and central idea. The theme and central idea of the poem is that even the poet wants to say that even though you are suffering with the bad situation at whatever young age or at any age, you have to still live your life till the end, whatever life written in your destiny, जितनी भी ज़िंदगी है उतना तुमको एकदम करेज के साथ जीना है, ओके। वट एवर सिचुएशन इज हैपनिंग एट द मिडल ऑफ योर एज, यू डोंट हैव टू लूज योर होप एंड डू समथिंग सुसाइडल थिंग्स, ओके। यू हैव टू बी करेजियस टू फेस द डिफिकल्टी। आज बुरा सिचुएशन है, हो सकता है कल और भी बुरा सिचुएशन आएगा, सो यू हैव टू बी सो मच करेजियस, सो मच प्रिपेयर्ड टू फेस इवन द वर्स्ट सिचुएशन ऑफ लाइफ। दुनिया इतनी बुरी है, लेकिन दुनिया के बाद भी हम जब मरते हैं तो और भी हमारे जो बुरे डीड्स रहते हैं उसका भी पनिशमेंट हमको उधर करना पड़ता है, तो वो और भी बुरा रहता है। तो बी प्रिपेयर्ड टू फेस द वर्ल्ड नाउ। तो आगे जाके जो हम पनिशमेंट हम फेस करेंगे तो वो थोड़ा सा ईजी रहेगा, क्योंकि हमने ऑलरेडी यहाँ पे दुनिया में पनिशमेंट जो है, सफरिंग जो है वो हम ये कर चुके हैं, भुगत चुके हैं, कर चुके हैं। पनिशमेंट वगैरह सबकी हमको हैबिट हो जाती है, तो हम लोग करेजियस हो जाते हैं, तो बाद में जो भी वर्स्ट सिचुएशन आता है तो वी बिकम मोर स्ट्रॉन्ग, ओके। सो हियर इज द पोएम सेंट्रल आइडिया यू हैव टू राइट, एंड दिस अप्रिशिएशन यू हैव टू राइट इन वन पैराग्राफ ओनली containing the title, poet, one line about the poet, then rhyming scheme, then rhyming scheme is the free verse, okay. Poet's rhyming scheme is free verse, then figures of speech you have to write, then you have to write theme and central idea of the poem. I hope you understood the poem. Thank you so much and bye.